Un gros merci, Nicolas. Et salut les Métallos. Les Métallos, salut. All right, ben bon. Oh. C'est un privilège d'être parmi vous. Mon français est poche. Fait que je vais retourner à l'anglais. OK? Okay. Listen, my goal is to come back to District 5 and deliver an entire speech en français, okay? That's my goal. It will not be next year. Okay, give me a couple of years, Nicola. Okay, Michelle, a couple of years, and I promise. Steelworkers! La Métallos! I'm so happy to be here with you all for the District 5 annual meeting, and just a huge thank you to Director Lapierre and Assistant to the Director Corset for the invitation to be here, and just a huge thank you to the District 5 staff and the entire team for putting together this incredible meeting. Let's give them a round of applause. I have to say something that I really appreciate, and you know, Director Lapierre did it yesterday, Michelle did it yesterday, and then again today, but really lifting up the team that puts this together is really important. They're behind the scenes, they're doing the really hard work, the great work to make sure that this is a wonderful week for you all, and that is leadership. The fact that you're not only looking at the people who are on this stage, but the people who are behind the scenes is incredible leadership. So thank you so much, Nicola and Michelle, for that. You're wonderful. I also bring greetings from International President Dave McCall. He unfortunately had a conflict, so he couldn't be here today, but I'm always so grateful to be in company with my fellow executive board members. So brothers, there is a sister also, Director Drummond from District 11, but brothers, it's so wonderful to always be here with you. And just a shout out to all of you, really, for being here and doing the work of the union. Listen, this is the work of the union. Taking up resolutions, coming to the floor of this body and having sometimes difficult conversations. Leo Gerard, who I know so many of us in this room loved and was a personal mentor of mine, taught me a really key lesson. And it's something that I'm gonna share with you all that is no surprise to many in this room, is that sometimes you gotta say the hard things, right? Sometimes you really have to say the hard things. So we will not always agree. Before lunch, there was a very difficult debate on the floor, but it was handled in a way with great respect for the differing opinions. Just now, appropriately before I got on the stage, by the way, I tracked it. There was another really difficult conversation. But just because it was difficult doesn't mean we don't have it. And I want you to know, just hearkening back to convention, is number one, this international union recognized how District 5 showed up for that international convention. So I want you to know that, number one. You showed up, you brought your voices to the floor of that convention, and you showed up in the resolutions process. But it's also a process. And so I know that there's not a lot of love for how this resolution that we just dealt with was resolved. But the process continues, and some of you alluded to that. We have another international convention coming up in 3 years. So you have time to continue the process. Policy, which is really what this is, and I'm a policy person, it's a game of inches. It's a game of inches. You don't always win the battle on the first, second, third, fourth, or 10th try. It's a game of inches. So keep at it. I'm not saying you're going to get it, but I'm saying to keep at it. Keep the process going. We see you and what you made us do. For the first time, and my fellow board members are here, will tell you, I can't remember a time, and President McCall, he and Director Flippo are the two most senior people on our board. We could not remember a time when the board actually came back from a convention and sat down and truly and thoughtfully went through each and every one of the resolutions that were referred back to the board. We did that for the first time after this last convention. So it's a game of inches. Do not give up on the process. Believe in the process, because you are the process, okay? So thank you. Nicolas Monfray, did I say that right? Monfray? My deep congratulations on your recent election. I can't wait to see the tremendous things you and your team do here for the members, the incredible members of District 5. And I just have to say, and I know everyone in this room felt it yesterday, brother, you are an inspiration. You are badass, okay? I have a problem with cursing. That is not going to be the last time that I curse. But it's true. You are badass. And there is a fire that is in your belly that is palpable, and the passion that you have for this union, for these incredible members in District 5 is just incredible. And I can't wait to see what you and your team do. And it's really important that in this pivotal moment that we show up in the way that Nicola is and has for this district. It's a really key moment, not just for really our union, not only our two countries, but the world. There's some bad shit happening right now, everywhere. And that's really what I want to talk to you all about today. The moment that we find ourselves in right now. Nicola, Miles, Marty, all went through the specific challenges we face. So I'm not gonna rehash all of that. But we have some real issues. In the US, we have a giant orange man who is wreaking havoc on both of our economies in the United States and Canada, and destroying bedrock foundations. And here in Quebec, you have an anti-worker government, with Legault seeming to be following in the footsteps of our orange man in the United States. There's an old saying, and I know that a lot of you know it, which is when the US sneezes, what happens? That's right, the rest of the world gets a cold. And that saying is more accurate now than ever. So like I said, I won't repeat what my brothers said, because I think they went into great detail. Instead, I'm gonna lean into the theme of this annual meeting. What is it? What's the theme? What is it? What is it? Debout. You got to say it like you believe it. Let's do it again. What is the theme? Debout. What is the theme? Debout. Act like you were at the convention. You know how I roll. Debout. And you have to say it like that with everything in you, because it really is the charge for right now. We have to show up, and we have to fight back against all who seek to take our power. to take the things that we have fought for, to take the futures that we hope for our kids and our grandkids. I have a little 8-year-old at home. One day I want her to move out of my house. She eats all my food, turns on all the lights, doesn't turn them off. I need a job for her one day in the future. But what we have right now are the powers that be trying to snatch those futures from us. Are we going to stand for that? Yes. Are we going to stand for that? Yes. We're going to, no. We are not going to stand for the powers that be attacking us, but we are going to stand, right? Debout. That's right. It's more important than ever that we stand up, and this, family, is what I've been calling a break to build moment. Kind of where we are right now is very much a break to build moment. My husband is a physiotherapist. So when patients come to him, oftentimes they are at their most broken selves. And the key parts of their bodies that are foundational to their everyday lives, their legs to help them walk, their arms to help them pick up their babies, are broken. And when they come to him, they work together to build back better and stronger. So that's where we're in right now, a break to build moment. So many of our foundations in the US have been broken. And here in Quebec, you're pushing back against efforts to break your foundations, right? Who's showing up on the 29th to be in the streets? That's right. You're going to show up because we will not accept the brokenness. Our systems of democracy, where in the US at every turn, literally every turn, they are weakening the ability of average Americans to really exercise their power at the polls. They want the people who support their anti-worker, anti-family values to be the ones voting at the polls. And so they're weakening our abilities. And here, the CAC government is leading its own democratic efforts. Our laws to govern worker rights and collective bargaining in the US under complete attack. At the beginning of the year, Orange Man, otherwise known as President Trump, eliminated the rights of over 1 million federal sector workers' collective bargaining rights, eliminated those rights. Anybody hear about that? How did he do it? How did he eliminate their collective bargaining rights? Anybody know? Sebastian? Sebastian said he signed a decree, a bill. Somebody else up here said a bill. He signed what's called an executive order. And that is an ability that only the executive, the president, has in the United States to make change. And that's all it took, a pen and a piece of paper. So over 1 million, in March, over 1 million federal sector workers went to bed one night and had a CBA, a collective bargaining agreement. And they woke up the next morning and it was gone. That's what we're facing right now. Our rules and regulations that keep workers safe at work have been drastically cut. Today, November 20th, 2025, workers in the US are less safe on the job than they were a year ago, November 20th, 2024. And that is because this administration has been actively rolling back the protections that we have fought for, the steelworkers, that the labor movement has fought for, to keep working people safe at work. Everybody deserves the right to go home safely. But they don't believe that. So instead of upholding and strengthening those laws, they've been weakening them. So in Pittsburgh, and I don't know how many of you heard about the tragedy that happened at the U.S. Steel in Pittsburgh, at U.S. Steel with the explosion where we lost some brothers. Some brothers lost their lives. And there's a federal body called the Chemical Safety Board. And they've existed for a while now. And their job is to go in after a tragedy happens, after an explosion, after some disaster at a workplace happens. Their job is to go in to that workplace and investigate. And their investigative findings are then turned over to the company and the union so that a plan can be made to make sure that the workers at that facility or that site are protected. So when they go back in, they know how to stay safe. You know what's happening right now with this body whose job it is to help keep our members safe at work? The Trump administration has zeroed out their budget. That means there is no more money that will go towards the Chemical Safety Board. That means that going into the future, if there is an explosion or a disaster at a refinery, at a steel mill, at a paper plant, our members will not know how to go back in safely. Is that good? Should we stand for that? No. Remember, we debut, but we don't stand for bullshit. I'm going to change it. Are we going to stand for the bullshit? No. There we go. The destruction of our economies through trade policies. Listen, Miles, Marty, Nicola all went through this. What's happening right now with the tariffs is just completely irresponsible. Our union, you all know this, has always supported strategic and targeted tariffs that target bad actors, which in many cases has been China. That's who we have historically, that's the way that we've historically supported tariffs. Not this way, and especially not at our best friend, Canada. So Marty said it best just now. We continue to work together, unified as a union, to fight in the face of what's happening right now. An uncertain future. Everything that is happening right now with the tariffs has created so much economic uncertainty for USW members across both of our countries. Everyone is feeling uncertain. Nicola talked about the need for industrial policy and a strategy to create new trading relationships here in Canada, and that's the work that has to be done right now. It's necessary in order to craft a future for our members here in Canada and your families. It has to happen. For the first time in 50 years, we actually had an industrial policy in the United States, but that too has been ripped from under us by the Trump administration. So, famille, we really have a choice. These forces that have really always wanted us broken, they've always wanted us broken. They've amassed a ton of power and influence and are applying maximum pressure to try to break us further in ways I just mentioned and far more. Things that we can't even thought up yet. They're planning against us. Are we going to let them? No. Are we going to stand for this bullshit? No. Getting better. Are we going to fight back? Yes. Are we going to fight back? Yes. Are we going to fight back? Yes. Debut! 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 That's right. Damn right we're going to fight back. And that fight back is about building. Remember, break to build. Not just rebuilding what we've lost, but reimagining reimagining what we need now and the type of future we want for ourselves, our union, our families, our communities, our countries, and going and getting it together. Nobody's gonna fight for us but us. We gotta go get it if we want it. Is the company gonna give you what you want at the bargaining table, or do you go get it? You go get it, right? So we gotta go get it. Break to build. We gotta know, we gotta be focused and locked in on what is happening, what we will not accept, and what we're gonna fight for together. We have to go get it together. And a future is what we're fighting for, one that's built around the values that we share. A brother earlier today talked about values at the mic. The right to collectively bargain, to earn a good living, to have access to good health care, to be safe on the job, and to retire in dignity. Those are the values we share. Those are the ties that bind us together in this labor organization. We are most powerful when we stand together and fight for these values. And I have to say that one of the most dangerous aspects, it's so dangerous, aspects of the times that we're in right now is our enemies, they want us to feel like we're alone in the face of these challenges. See this room that we're in right now? It's almost 500 of us in this room. When we scream out, "They boo! They boo! They boo!" You hear that power? They want us to forget that power. They want us to think that we're yelling by ourselves in a room. And we're not. But we can't forget that. We are in this together. We have to remember the power that we have as a union and as a labor movement to push back against these forces. Nicholas said it yesterday, there are more of us than them, but they want you to forget that too. And this applies, again, to you taking your voices to the street on November 19th. You have to go and take your bodies and your voices to the streets, and you have to say, hands off our rights and hands off our union. Are you gonna do it? Yes. That's what I'm talking about. There's a quote by Wendell Phillips, who was an abolitionist in the United States during the times of slavery. So this quote that I'm gonna say is over 150 years old. Okay? But it's been living in my head because it so applies to today. In 2025, an abolitionist quote from over 150 years ago applies today. In both of our countries, despite the language, and it says, the labor movement means just this. It is the last noble protest of the American people against the power of incorporated wealth. Take out the American, because this applies all over the world. We are the last noble protest. We, us, the union, the labor movement, we are the last noble protest. And we're facing some historic challenges. And there are likely more ahead. We know there's more ahead. The balance of power has shifted so greatly towards that incorporated wealth and all that comes with it, and away from us and our communities. But we cannot, family, forget our power. That is to our detriment if we forget our power. When we lift our fists and our voices, y'all know I like to get loud. When we lift our fists and our voices, our battle cries, debut. That's our battle cry, debut. When we lift our fists and our voices and our battle cries and our fight together, and not just protest, but in solidarity, who knows that better than us? Nothing can stop us. Absolutely nothing. By calling us the last noble protest, Phillips was telling us that we, the union, the labor movement, holds the line in the face of all that challenges us. We, all of us. In societies where democracies have failed and then recovered, there is one thing in common. What is it? Sebastian, you already answered a question, brother. This is not for you. What is the answer? In societies where democracies have failed and then recovered, there is one thing in common. Who wants to say it? What is it? What is it? Say it. Don't mumble. What is it? Say it out loud. Close. So who said it? Who said it? No, not solidarity. I heard it. Cindy. Who said it? No, Marty. This is for the membership. A strong labor movement. Solidarity. In societies where democracies have failed and then recovered, the one common thing is that they all had a strong labor movement. If that's not power, and if that does not tell you how much power we have, then I don't know what will. Listen, there is a reason why this government in Quebec is trying to weaken you. There is a reason why Orange Man and his cronies are trying to weaken us in the United States. Because they know the power that comes with us. They know that if they weaken us, they can destroy us. So do not forget the power that you have. Debut! Debut! On November 29th, I want y'all yelling, debut! Debut! And that takes me to March 1st of next year and the role that I'll be stepping into. And I want to thank all of you for the privilege you've bestowed upon me to lead this great union. I quite literally stand on the shoulders of giants in this union. People I had the great privilege of working closely with, like former international presidents George Becker, Leo Gerard, Tom Conway, and now international president Dave McCall. I am literally, and my brother Kevon Stewart will appreciate this, I am literally just a little girl from Kingston, Jamaica. I will always just be a little girl from Kingston, Jamaica. And I've been blessed beyond my imagination to have the honor to do this work that I love so much, that lives in my belly. I want to fight for you all every single day. And you've given me the privilege and the honor to continue doing that in a way that I never even dreamed of. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not done yet. Not done yet. But thank you. So listen, while I may be at the helm beginning in March, I do so knowing that we're all in it together. I'm going back to convention, we're all in it together. And that I'll lead not just with the best members on the planet, steelworkers, Métallos, but that I'll also do it with the best executive board by my side as well. And Femme d'Acer, debout. Femme d'Acer, debout. Femme d'Acer, debout. Femme d'Acer, debout. Femme d'Acer, Femme d'Acer. D'Acer. Femme d'Acer. I do this, sisters, knowing that you will be by my side. And I want you to look at me, because I'm only going to be here for a time. And I want every other, not just the femme, I want every other to look at me and understand what is possible in this union. Do you hear me? Debout. Debout. We have a lot of work ahead of us. Not just challenges, but lots of opportunities as well. And I can't wait to see what we do together. So, merci, District 5, and debout! 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 Thank you.